Hi everybody, my name is Amanda Ellis of amandaellis.co.uk and Facebook page Angelic Celestial Colours. Those of you that do follow me on my Facebook page know that about a week ago I said I was going to make a video talking about happiness and joy. I guess really to counteract maybe some of the more challenging and heavier stories which I feel I've had to be talking about recently, particularly on the Facebook page. And I've also alluded to here on this YouTube channel, because I work with the energy of Archangel Metatron, and Metatron is all about the light and the dark, and so you can't just look at one or the other. But I think because the world is as it is at the moment, there just seems to be a lot to say maybe about the lessons, the higher lessons that are to be learned from maybe some of the darker situations in our world. But it's really important to obviously feed the light as well, which is what we're all about. That's what all of the work that I do is about. And so this video is really just going to pull together a few different things that maybe I want to say personally from personal experience, and also maybe some of the techniques that help me to maybe remain happy and balanced and hopefully focused in my own life, despite maybe situations that go on around me, as they do with anybody, that maybe are able to pull you down if you let them. And I was really reminded of this today, actually, because I went out with somebody from my family group who has had quite a difficult life, and bless them, isn't really able to ever see the positive side of life. And so the conversation always revolves around quite negative things and a lot of fear as well. And it's obviously been going on a long, long time. So I'm sort of aware of what happens when I see this particular person. And I try to, I guess, protect myself as much as I can so I don't absorb too much of the negativity, because I love this person. It's one of my parents, in fact. But it really got me thinking about the whole thing about how two people can wake up in our world, and it's the whole thing about one person can look at the ground and another person can look at the stars, and it really is to do with how you approach life and how you your perspective on life, whether you choose to reach for the light or whether you choose to stay in the darkness, really. And so I think it'd be nice today just to maybe share a little bit about happiness and joy. And because I'm a colour therapist as well, as most of you know that watch me regularly, there are two beautiful sprays actually that I use a lot to help keep my mood as positive as I can most of the time. And they are from the gold and the yellow spectrum of colour. And I guess if you think about that colour in particular, you think of the sun, you know, the life force in our world, where we get all our light from, and you think about how positive you feel or happier that you feel on a hot sunny day. And obviously I'm making this video in the UK and we're about to go into autumn, but we're having quite a beautiful sort of monsoon summer at the moment, so it's really still quite warm and lovely. But I think everyone knows that, you know, the cold is round the corner and the dark nights, and it's much harder then sometimes to keep your mood good. So colour, I think, can really help in this respect. And actually, having just been shopping as well, I was looking at some clothes, and I say the same thing every single year, but it's so important when you get to winter time not to shroud yourself, and I use that word shroud. Shroud yourself in these darker colours that the shops seem to excel in at this time of the year. I know many of you, particularly in business or corporate life, obviously, you know, you're having to wear darker colours in terms of suits or uniform in particular. But, you know, when you have a choice, the colours that you wear really do help either lift your mood or can actually bring you down as well. Those of you that have done lessons with me know that I always say that I used to wear quite a lot of black, actually, and I don't really know why I did that, but well, no, actually I do know why I did that, because wearing a lot of black, if it's not uniform, as it were, it's actually of choice, is very much about hiding yourself. You know, it's about staying hidden a little bit and not wanting to stand out from the crowd too much. And I think the only time I would ever wear black now is actually to a funeral, and that would be if it was requested of me, because Actually, even on the subject of funerals, you know, I believe that colour is very important. You think of the flowers that are always given at a funeral, you know, they help lift the vibration. If I ever had choice going to a funeral, I would always wear colour, because I just think it helps lift the energy in the place where you're saying goodbye to your loved one. But anyway, I'm slightly deviating off the subject, but I was talking about colour and clothes, and that's really important. But in terms of our lovely aura sprays, we've got two. We've got the Sunrise New Dawn, which is quite a pale gold colour. You can see that there if I turn it round away from the silver sticker. And there's also this richer one here, which is called Joy. So we have this one, which is New Dawn, New Beginnings, and we have the Joy spray. I like both of them actually, and I'm actually using the New Dawn, New Beginnings spray a lot myself at the moment, just to well, it is what it says on the bottle, isn't it, really? It's about a new dawn and new beginnings. And for all of us, I think as we enter different seasons of the year, it's really important to think about what it is that we're heading towards, what we're wanting to maybe encourage into our life or pull into our life, what we're wanting to learn, what new things are we wanting to incorporate. And so really pulling in the new. So I think the first thing I'd like to do is actually spray this around me and actually sort of beam it out to you, because I was with a friend yesterday and she was saying, oh, you know, I love your videos, and she said, you know, as soon as you spray the sprays I can really sense them, and I'm hearing that from a lot of you. So I know it defies logic, but we're actually talking about spirit here, and we're talking about the magic of Metatron as well. So I'm just going to ask you maybe just to ground yourself and get your feet on the ground, and I'd like you just to maybe close your eyes and imagine the spray that is coming down around me now, but I'm also beaming out to you. And this is a very soft lemon colour. I've actually called it lemon. It's a sunrise colour, sunrise lemon, and it's about the new dawn. I'm just going to sit here and just transmit that energy to you now and how that feels. And Metatron is saying this: if you could only see the beauty of the new dawn and the new beginning that is available for each of you at any moment in your life, you would not cling on to the dark, to outworn structures, outworn behaviours, outworn habits. You would put all of your effort into the golden path in front of you that leads you to your new beginning. Truly, I say to you that each of you has a connection to the divine, and you have the divine within yourself as well. And for each of you, if you can just connect in to the center of your being, which is your solar plexus located around the stomach area, and just fill it with my golden energy, pale golden energy. And as the golden energy fills the solar plexus, you once again remember how powerful, how loving, how wise you actually are. And whatever obstacles are in front of you at this time, preventing you from reaching a new start, a new initiative, a new plan, a new relationship, dig deep into your inner reserves and just feel the golden center where everything and anything is possible. Your connection to me, your connection to your divine self, lies within you. Do not seek answers from others. Seek it from within yourself in terms of what you feel is true, what you feel is in your best interests, and connect in to your higher self at all time, ensuring that whatever new start and new beginning is on the horizon for you serves your soul's purpose and those around you. And I say once again to you, look to the future, imagine it golden and beautiful, for there is nothing and nobody on this planet that does not deserve that. And any of you that are sitting in lack, however that manifests in your life, this is not the natural state of being. You are all born to have abundance and love and wisdom and happiness and joy, and anything that prevents you from that, it is now time to let it go. I feel the energy is really buzzy and zingy, and I don't know whether you're picking that up, but that's what I'm feeling as I've obviously sprayed it all around me. It's got a very lovely, obviously it's got a lemony scent, that one. It's also got lemongrass in it as well, which is it's one of my favourite essential oils actually. The lemon one I'll do in a minute, but I've got some cards here, and I've also got a book that I just would quickly like to refer to. So I'm just going to shuffle these cards that I've got here and just see which one falls out for whatever reason, and we'll see what the message is for us. Okay, it's interesting. I've got two. Actually, I'm going to take the one off the bottom as well. The first one that's come out is this: courage. Why should we need courage to actually seek happiness and joy in our life? For some of us, we get bogged down and think that life has to be hard, has to be a trial. I know there are situations where obviously we can be severely tested as well, but this card of courage is just there to remind us, almost what Metatron was just saying just then, which is that anything that is worthwhile needs to be worked towards, and also you need to believe that you're worth it, and that actually you are entitled, isn't the right word, but actually that you deserve happiness in this lifetime. You didn't come in as a baby expecting it to be difficult and all dark. You're entitled to happiness as well, and happiness can be found in so many things. It doesn't have to be tied into rich experiences or experiences to do with money or materialism or anything like that. It's to do with the little things. We've got the card of transformation. Doesn't surprise me. And we've got this beautiful card here, giving birth. So we've got courage, transformation, and giving birth. All of them really signifying, I think, actually, to be honest, linked into that spray that I've just sprayed, the New Dawn one. I've also got a couple of books here which I wanted to share with you. This is one that was actually, somebody recommended this to me when I was having quite a dark time a few years ago. Can you see what it's called? Even Happier, by Tal Ben-Shahar, the New York Times best-selling author of Happier. It's actually a gratitude journal for daily joy and lasting fulfillment. I love that word gratitude, because I think whatever situation we're in with life, we have to be grateful, and we all have things to be grateful for. You know, going back to my story this morning with the person that is quite negative, it's the whole thing about not being able to see the beautiful stuff around you, even when somebody maybe draws it to your attention. So open your eyes to the beauty that's actually out there in our world and in your world, because there will be beautiful moments in it. I like this book because it just has some practical exercises within it that actually you can work through. And as I'm looking at it, I don't know whether you can see, but there's a lot of blank pages, which I haven't done. So I have to be honest, this book is not completely well read by me, but I do actually have it beside my bed, and sometimes I'll just dip into it. There's something here, for example, on this page, a mindfulness meditation. Again, the whole growth of mindfulness counselling and mindfulness meditation I really personally believe in. There's a chapter here on accentuating the positive in relationships. At the moment, I have some difficulties with my kids in particular, and just sort of normal challenges of bringing up teenagers. And again, it's remembering the beauty and the good points in people, not necessarily the obvious things which are quite challenging on the surface. So I recommend that book. And I'm also a great believer in affirmations. So I've got one of Louise Hay's books here, and I'm just going to open this at whatever page Metatron wants us to see today. And the page I've actually opened it on is this one. And it says, I am a harmonious being. And it says, everything in your life, every experience, every relationship is a mirror of the mental pattern that is going on inside of you. When these patterns change for the better, you create harmony within. So that's quite a nice affirmation to be going along with. I do personally believe that as well, actually, that even, you know, with relationships, when we have difficulties, it's always showing us something as well about our inner state. But, you know, we have a choice in terms of whether we want to change and transform that, or whether we're willing to just sort of stay in the same old pattern that isn't necessarily making us happy. Okay, I'd like to end with this spray, which is the Lemon Archangel Metatron spray. I mean, I don't know about you, but I just think that's such a beautiful colour. It's really, really gorgeous. And it actually lifts my heart to see that, because it really is like going out on a sunny day and seeing the sun. In winter, in all seriousness, I've had a few clients over the years that come to me sort of January, February with SAD, you know, seasonal affective disorder, particularly people that live in the northern climate. And, you know, we don't get a lot of sunlight. And I actually would have this bottle, I'd actually have a few of them, I'd have them on my shelf, you know, so as I'm walking up and down stairs, I actually see the colour, because colour is an energy and you can actually absorb it through your eyes as well as through scent, and also through touch, through other ways that it can be incorporated into the body. So, you know, actually, going back to the shops today, there were some lovely bright colours in the shops. The reds, the oranges, there's a lot of orange, which I think is great, you know, because it really, they're warm colours which also give us energy as well. I'm going to spray this one then. So this one is the joy energy. So if you're feeling a bit sad or down, if you suffer from depression, I would always say, actually, with the subject of depression, that, you know, you need to check it out medically as well, go and see your doctor. But there are a lot of complementary things as well that can help with lifting sadness and depression. And in colour therapy terms, it is the golds and the yellows. And I, with Metatron, developed this spray, the Lemon Joy Spray, particularly for this purpose. So if anything, if I've got a happy spray, this is the one. So I'm going to put that around me now, and we're just going to beam that out once more as well. So maybe just closing your eyes if you want to, or keeping them open, but just imagining now a deeper gold. It's almost like a deep yellow stroke gold coming down around you, wrapping itself around you. And also the colour is very protective, very strengthening, it's very calming. It's very good for people who have nervous conditions or get a bit panicky. It tends to calm the nervous system down. So I'm just going to end here just by beaming out a couple of moments of silence and just sending out joy and happiness to you, and I hope you benefit and you feel it. Metatron is saying it's not difficult to be happy in this world, despite the problems, despite, individual situations that you may have in your life. And once again, he is reaffirming it's about the little things. And he's reminding me of something that happened to me today. And I was just walking through good old Marks and Spencer's. I had a few things I was about to buy. And so a lady came up to me and she stopped me and she said, "Would you like this?" And she put a piece of paper into my hand. And to be honest, I wasn't really concentrating, so I didn't know what she was doing. And I looked at it and it was a 20% off voucher for family and friends. And she said, "I'd just like you to have it." And she gave it to me. And I can't tell you, it was such a simple thing. It probably saved me, I don't know, £15. Wasn't really, and the money was nice to have saved, but it wasn't about that. It really lifted my spirit that somebody did that. And I just thought it was a very, very sweet thing to do. He's also reminding me the power of a smile, actually. The power of a hello, the power of walking down the street and just greeting somebody. We live in a world, particularly in our cities, where we're quite automated. And I lived in London for years, and you get into that whole regime and pattern of just walking straight ahead, not looking anybody in the eye. You're in your own zone, you're just going for it. And actually just to break out of that, even if you can once a day, and actually make a connection with somebody. Because what makes us happy ultimately is connections with other people, connections with animals, connections with nature. It's all about the connection, and connections tend to come through our heart. So today, as daft as it sounds, when that lady gave me that little bit of paper, I just thought how lovely that she'd done that, because she didn't have to. And it's a symbolic act. So it's that whole thing about doing one happy thing, one kind thing, which just passes on the chain of happiness to other people, and it makes yourself feel better as well. So I hope you got some happy vibes from that video, and even if you're not necessarily in a happy space at this moment, remember that it's in the small little things, whatever situation is going on around us, where we can still find the joy and we can still find the happiness in our lives, but also not to lose sight of the horizon that is possible for us all, for the new dawn in each of our lives. And if you want it enough and you believe in it enough and you feel you deserve it enough, it's yours for the taking. Lots of love, and I will be back on screen probably soon, because it's nearly, dare I say it, nearly October. Okay, bye for now.